All right, guys. Nightmare scenario number one is here. Wasn't enough for us to have a 7-win season. Wasn't enough for us to finish in the basement of the division. Now we've got the nightmare scenario playing out in front of us. And I just I hope that we use this experience so that we can learn how how pathetic this is, how sad this is that we are here right now watching what we are watching from our couches. Two NFC West teams in the NFC title game. 49ers, Rams, they made it. They did the thing. They both won 2 playoff games. They have earned their way to the NFC title game. And the worst case scenario for Seahawks fans, where not only did you do things wrong, but your rivals did things right. Where all 3 teams in the NFC West that are not the Seahawks make the playoffs, and now we got 2 of them playing for the Super Bowl. And today, you saw it out there today, watching this game. The Rams overcame 4 lost fumbles when they were trying to put this game away. They were about to put this game away about over and over and over again. They were ready to stick the dagger in. And no, somebody up there decided, no, we want the end of this game to be interesting. They're going to lose 4 fumbles, 3 of which are just weak, soft fumbles where there's no reason to be fumbling. There's no reason to be fumbling. We had a botched snap fumble, and they overcame that. And as a rival, of course you hate it, but you also you're kind of impressed by it, right? You find yourself in admiration of it. That team overcame 4 lost fumbles. That team overcame a miracle comeback attempt. 27-3, Tampa Bay nearly comes all the way back. They overcome an injured kicker. They overcome all these things. And how? Because of guys like Odell Beckham. Because of guys like Von Miller. Because of guys like Matt Stafford, who played one of the best games of his career today. These are guys the Rams went out who they didn't have to get. They could have kept Jared Goff. They could have just rolled forward with Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald. That would have been good. But no, they were like, yeah, let's be great. Let's be special. So they went out and got these guys, and they said, to hell with the future. Let's try to win now. And now they're 2 games away from pulling it off. So learn something from that. And then the 49ers yesterday, they basically have a stopgap quarterback. The 49ers basically have a stopgap quarterback. And they're 1 win away from the Super Bowl. How is it that that team, with Jimmy Garoppolo, has now made 2 NFC title games in 3 years? Jimmy Garoppolo after next week, will have played in as many NFC title games as Russell Wilson. And you guys know I'm not the biggest Russell Wilson fan. You guys know that I'm not some giant Russell Wilson fanboy who thinks he's the greatest. I don't, but he's definitely better than Garoppolo. Even the biggest Wilson haters who, there are some on my channel who dislike him a lot more than I do and think he's way more overrated than I do. Even they would tell you he's a hell of a lot better than Jimmy. And how did they do it? Brilliant coaching, being opportunistic. They won a game in Green Bay yesterday, the number 1 seed, without scoring a touchdown on offense or defense. And we've got this supposedly all-world, future Hall of Fame, all-time great quarterback. And we're just happy to make the playoffs. And there are some parts of this fan base that think that just making the playoffs is okay. Meanwhile, I got the 49ers making the NFC title game with a stopgap quarterback, one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, and they still find a way to win. A couple weeks ago against the Cowboys, Niners lose their 2 best players on defense. They still find a way to win a road game against a high-powered Cowboys offense. So, I hope that the people in charge in Seattle are looking at this and knowing that fans like me, fans like most of the people on this channel, they're hurting right now because we're watching two of our rivals go and do great things, things that this team has not done in 7 years, despite the fact that we're supposedly the one with the coach worth $12 million a year. Are McVay and Shanahan getting paid that much? I don't think so. We're the one with the all-world quarterback. And yet, the heights that these two teams have reached this year, the heights that they have reached over the last 4 years, because while this team can win one playoff game in the last 4 years, both these teams have played in the Super Bowl, and now they're playing for the right to go to another Super Bowl. So, hopefully this wakes people up, where the philosophy that we have is clearly not working. And for us to have to sit here and watch as our rivals, their philosophy works. The Rams go to hell with 2 years from now. Who cares if we're good in 2 years from now? Let's win the Super Bowl now. We win a Super Bowl now, we're going to solidify our fan base in this new city for years and years and years. So to hell with it. Let's trade for Von Miller. Let's overpay for Von Miller. Let's trade for Jalen Ramsey a couple years ago. Let's trade for Stafford. Yeah, Goff could probably get us to the playoffs, but you know what? We need somebody a little bit better. Stafford's a little bit better. He can get us to the bowl. Let's go get him. Who cares if we have to sell all our draft capital? Let's just try to win. They go out and get an Odell Beckham Jr. They didn't need him. They had good receivers at that time, but they were like, you know what? What if somebody gets hurt? Let's insure ourselves. Robert Woods goes down. Rams don't mind. Rams still going to throw the ball for 350 plus in a playoff game without him because they brought in OBJ. And OBJ's out there making great plays for him. So, hopefully we turn this negative into a positive. Hopefully we can turn this into something where this team realizes, hey, this is a joke. We got teams in our division that are way more successful than us right now, despite the fact that we're the team that is paying $12 million a year to a coach. We're paying $35 million a year to a quarterback. The Niners are here with a stopgap quarterback, one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league. They find ways to win. The Rams, they're a team that went all out this year. They decided, you know what? To hell with the future. Let's focus on the present. And now they're here. It's worked. It has worked. Niners, they didn't even go all in for this season. I think they thought this season was kind of a, in-between year where they were just going to see what happens. But really, we're not going to be there until Trey Lance is ready to play. And look at them now. They found a way to win even though their quarterback is terrible. Found a way to win regardless. I don't quite know how they did it, but they've done it. So now, next week, we're going to have to sit down and watch two of our most hated rivals in the NFC title game playing for the right to the Super Bowl. And we know that we already have a head coach who is doubling down and tripling down and quadrupling down on saying we have the right philosophy. Screw your philosophy. Go look at what these other teams are doing and explain to me why you can't even get close to it lately. All right. I'm out of here, but I know a lot of this fan base is hurting right now. I know it's not going to be fun next week watching this, but hopefully this organization learns from this. We're going to have to watch two of our most hated rivals go compete for the Super Bowl while we, as Seahawks fans, know that we just had a losing season despite nominally being all in to win. But you didn't really go all in, did you? No, you just had to save that $13 million. You just had to play it slow in free agency. You just had to give out a bunch of one-year deals. All right. See you guys later. We'll see what happens in the AFC side of things, but this is not going to be fun. It's not.